Hi everyone, so I'm Lisa, I'm the EHCP coordinator here at St Luke's. I joined in January this year, having come from Colette, where I did the same role for about 3 years. So I have got quite a lot of experience in this area, and it's something that actually I've got quite a passion in as well. I know I can hear you laughing how I could be passionate about EHCPs, but I really am. So yeah, I have met a handful of you, which has been lovely, and I apologise that I've not yet had the opportunity to meet with the rest of you. It's been quite a busy period getting through the vast amount of Year 9 reviews, and I'm now moved on to Year 10s. My hope is that the beginning of the next academic year, I can spend some time in the classrooms just sort of sitting and observing, getting to know you, getting to know the pupils, because this really helps me with moving forward with their EHCPs, etc., just having a little bit of knowledge about the children. I am in the EHCP and Transitions office, which is where the pigs are, no longer the goats. So yeah, I'm there and I work Mondays to Thursdays. I'm in 8:45 to 3:15. How I try to work my hours is I do a week of where I do reviews. So I'm probably out for most of the day, sort of in meetings, and then I have a week where I catch up with all the admin, etc. So I do have some quieter weeks. So you should be able to catch me if there's any queries or concerns, and please do. You know, I don't bite. I'm more than happy to answer any queries or help you with the plans or any questions that you've got with them. So I've been asked to do the EHCP Bitesize session. And I was just thinking kind of my initial thoughts on moving over from St Luke's and kind of obviously the processes and stuff that you've got in place. There are changes that I want to make, which I hope will make the process of updating the EHCP for the annual review a lot less timely for you guys, because I know that your time is precious and you've probably got a lot of more better things to be doing than updating lots of paperwork. Again, just because of time constraints on myself at the moment, some of these things won't be able to be in place until September, but I am making little tweaks which I hope will kind of just shave off some time for you. So my first sort of conversation is around where the plans are. I'm aware there's a lot of duplicates and old plans hanging about, and this is something that I want to deal with. If I can ask you for the interim to only use the EHCP in the current EHCP folder, which is under the EHCP reviews folder. It's a lot of folders, isn't it? So yeah, use that plan, nowhere else. Don't go into the child's individual folder or anywhere else. Just use that plan for me. You can update it, and as soon as you've updated it, you don't need to rename it or anything, just hit save. It's fine. It's set to track changes. You won't be destroying the plan or ruining it in any way. So literally make your changes and just click save. The only other thing that you can do is, if you think, oh, I don't know where she said to go, if you go onto the pupil profile of the child, the pupil that you want, on Arbor, the current EHCP is pinned to the top. So you will be able to download it from there as well. And I hope this will be helpful. As I say, there's been quite a lot of confusion about plans. What's the right date? What's this? What's that? So this is something that I am working on to resolve. With regards to updating the plans, please don't look at section A or the front page or anything like that, okay? I will update that with the parents. That's the role that I do as part of the review. I will make sure that the plan is final or the right number. I'll make sure that section A is appropriate for the child and updated. I do take quite a lot of information from the pupil profile with regards to the how to communicate with me best section on section A. So that's always handy. If you guys have updated that, I can transfer it across. Always really useful. So yeah, please don't bother spending time on that, because that's not your job. You can, again, better things to do. So if you move on to section B, that's the special educational needs section. So this is the bit that I really need your help on. So again, as I say, the plans are set up to track the changes that you're going to make. So you no longer need to annotate. Please don't do this anymore. Two reasons. Number one, it's really timely for you. Number two, it's a nightmare for me to read, actually. I get quite confused. Plus, I have to cut and paste quite a lot of information onto the new electronic system. And with the annotate, it's just really, really tricky. So again, just write straight onto the plan. You'll see when you write onto the plan that it should come up in bold red. So you'll be able to see that you've made those changes. If you strike through anything that's outdated, so again, you highlight it, click delete, it will either disappear. Don't worry, it hasn't gone. I can see it with my tracking, or it might put a line through it. I'm trying to work on getting a defined system. It seems some computers do one thing, some computers do another. So yeah, if you could do that for me, that's great. What I'm planning to do is under each area in the plan is, rather than have these long convoluted paragraphs about children, I want to just have sections which I think some children have, so hopefully you've seen them: strengths and needs, and we bullet point. And obviously we want to be quite explanatory, but we don't want to go and fill it up with gumph just for the sake of it. So for example, if we were going to go and add a strength under social emotional, if you could just type in there, Lisa is a popular class member and interacts well with her peers. That's all I need. Short statements like that. Again, if we were going to add a need under social emotional, we'd put, Lisa can at times become overwhelmed in large group situations. Again, straight to the point, says what it does. So yeah, try to avoid those long paragraphs. However, if there are long paragraphs in there and you still think they're relevant, leave them in there. I will use this and I will retweak them and reword them. That's absolutely fine. Okay, I don't expect you to do that either. But yeah, new additions would be great each year, obviously, so we can update with the parents and show that progress, the strengths, but still show the vulnerability of the child, which is something that we need to do, obviously, from a county perspective. Otherwise, they shouldn't be here at St Luke's. So then if you move on, I will always then complete sections C, which is the health needs. However, if you are aware that there has been a diagnosis and you want to put a note in there, that's absolutely fine. It'd be really, really helpful. But I do always check with the parent. I ask in the last year if there's been any diagnosis, or if they've actually worked on with any other services such as CAMS, PALMS, etc. And I'm already familiar with whether they're under certain therapies, OT, SALT, etc. before I take the review on. So that kind of the communication, interaction, etc., that side of things, any EP reports, I should already be familiar with those, and I should already have the reports to be able to put the relevant information in. So again, please don't worry about that at all. So you would move on to section E for me, which is the aims and the outcomes. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying again to get these quite uniform. I think it would just make life a lot easier for us all. I've noticed as time's gone on with the EHCPs that county are continuing to remove the actual aims. They just literally put in the outcomes in the plan. So let's not waste time trying to make up the aims. That's for me. What I would say is to actually, if you were going to go ahead and do the new outcomes, the new targets for the forthcoming year, is to do them under the sections of the EHCP. So cognition and learning, communication and interaction, social and emotional, sensory and physical, and self-help and independence. So yeah, adding 2 to 3 smart outcomes under each of these areas. Perfect. How do we make them smart? So we make them clear. We make it clear the level of support that the child needs, and we make it clear on the time frame. So I'm just going to give you a couple of examples here. I hope you don't think that I'm teaching you to suck eggs, because I know that you're all qualified teachers, but So cognition and learning, for example, you would write something like, work independently for 10 minutes without distraction, to be seen on 5 occasions. To know the first 50 high functioning words, high frequency words. See, I'm not a teacher. To complete your 2 times, 5 times, 10 times tables with 90% accuracy. Perfect. All measurable, streamlined, we know what we're doing. Communication and interaction. Ask a peer to join in with a board game with adult support, and we want to see that weekly. Answer the class telephone and take a message and relay it with adult support, to be seen on 5 occasions. Again, we've got that measuring tool that we can use. Social and emotional, so recognise when they are in the specific colour zone and use a toolbox of sensory and previously taught strategies to return to the colour zone independently 50% of the time. Sensory and physical, catch a basketball with both hands unaided, to be seen on 3 occasions. And be able to recognise when a fidget toy is required to assist them to engage in learning 50% of the time. So again, it's just about having those smart, measurable targets in place. And finally, self-help and independence, to be able to do up 2 large buttons independently and to be seen on 3 occasions, and to prepare and spread butter on a piece of toast unaided, to see this on 5 occasions. Perfect, they're great. And hopefully then as teachers you will then be able to obviously progress through the year and see these and be able to measure them and say, yes, this is happening. I'm hoping to bring in a scoring system in September where we'll be able to do that. Actually, no, they've not met this target. 2, they're partially there. 3, they've achieved it. But as I say, this will be something that we'll bring in September, and hopefully again it will make your lives a lot easier. So then we just skip down to section F, which is the educational provision. Now, myself and Rachel, the Senko, will look through this anyway. But again, your thoughts and ideas, anything specific that you kind of pick up would be great. Strike through the outdated information. Amend any incorrect information. So by that, I'm kind of saying different software and resources that maybe it's come from a mainstream school and that we don't use them at St Luke's. So I know that I think here we use Clicker, that kind of stuff. Maybe in mainstream they use something else. So if there is something there, strike through it. You can add in what we do use, etc. But that would be really, really helpful. And then obviously you'd add in the new provision for any outcomes that section F didn't already cover. Now, quite often it does. You know, it's quite a generic statement, so it would cover most areas. But I just wanted to use an example. So let's just say the outcome is to prepare and spread butter on a piece of toast, unaided, to be seen on 5 occasions. So you've put that in, that's a brand new outcome, there's no provision in place. It would be literally, Lisa will have access to the appropriate equipment, i.e. toaster, butter, knife, chopping board, etc. That's it. That's how simple it is. So I hope this is going to help you going forward. As I say, there's lots of things in place that I hope will make your life easier come September, how we report for the HCPs and kind of the processes behind it. Just bear with me. If I could duplicate myself and get it all done tomorrow, I would. But unfortunately, there is only me. So I'm going to be working through the summer holidays to try and get these things in place. And just to say, you know, please ask me any questions or queries. You can email me, you can give me a call, you can come and see me in the transition office. I can't do my job without you. So if I can support you in any way, I absolutely will. There's no such thing as a stupid question. Just ask. Because there's nothing worse for me having to turn up for an annual review with a parent when I haven't got any updates and I'm trying to fluff my way through it. So yeah, I hope you found that helpful. As I say, anything else, you know where I am. And I'm sure that I'll see you all soon. Take care. Bye.